just take for granted that they're going to be great professionals and they're going to come in and do their job, and they, for the most part, they do. But the human side, it still takes a while to feel, comfortable with all that change. I know last summer was huge for him. We had talked a bunch just about, how we came to terms with it mentally, what he needed to do coming back into this season, whether it's just, feeling more at home here or, more of a part of the team, the organization, and connecting with his teammates and coaches and stuff like that. So it's just a process like anything else. And Rudy's a very thoughtful guy, or doesn't do anything without considering what he wants to do, how it's going to work out for him, how he's going to make it feel, how it's going to, most importantly for the basketball piece, make it perform at the highest level. That he's come in with all that clean focus this year, and it's made all the difference.
Go ahead. Rudy said that from his first day of training camp, they made a complete every count.
Yeah.
What does that look like on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I think it's, we have a culture of it here anyway. We're not afraid to hold people accountable. It's, our ability to hold our most important guys and our, stars, to hold them accountable first. From there, it's an open forum. Guys are very honest about their mistakes. They can get on each other and then they move on quickly. I don't think there's any threats. People don't take things personally, and that's all driven by, if we can coach Ant and Kat and Rudy and these guys, if we coach those guys hard and necessarily in the right ways at the right times, then that sets the tone for everybody else.
Because the team never gets this much time off in the middle of the playoffs, especially sitting on a 2-0 lead. How beneficial is this span of 4 days?
Well, you asked me on Friday night, but we were able to travel back late, take yesterday as an off day, which is always beneficial, get a chance to physically rest. Today we're refocusing step by step. We got the plan in place as to build it up till Friday. But you'd always, when you're playing in a good rhythm, you want to keep playing. But this team's been focused. The most impressed I've been with this team has been its focus, whether it be game plan, whether it be attention to the details, readiness, in practice, in shoot around, start of games. So this is another chance to just prove how focused and mature we are.
What was it like for you to sit where you were sitting?
Yeah, it was great. The most important thing for me was, finding a way to be involved and active, and then also be in a place where I felt safe, where I wasn't going to catch anything that I couldn't get out of the way of. So that was all great. I could see easily. I could engage with the players. I could engage with the coaches. Our coaches have done an incredible job. We have a great staff here. I trust them implicitly. And so it's pretty seamless, to be quite honest with you. My biggest concern was, would it be disruptive or distracting to the players? And they've been all, on board, and they flow easily with this stuff. So.
Free officials hear you from where you're sitting?
Sometimes, so.
If we hear a team honestly has good chemistry on the court, we tend to think offensive side.
Yeah.
When you watch the team, you see them dip it deep.
Yeah.
So how do you free?
Well, we talk a lot about communicating. It's understanding the game plan, understanding what our foundation is, communicating. But communication is a lot less about, talking back and forth. It's more just kind of communicate with your intention, with your body language, with your decisiveness, and then you start to get a rhythm of understanding what your teammates are going to do. And I think our guys are really good at that. I think we've been through a lot of scenarios this year. Game plan wise, where we've had to kind of create stuff on the flow or adjust on the flow because of our roster construction, and that's created a lot of things that we've had to work through, and now we've done it enough times, guys kind of have a feel for that, what that is. But I think the chemistry also starts from watching everybody put the same amount of effort in.
Obviously you guys have a good defense, and that played itself out statistically all year. But it felt like the other night was something on another level. You had even veteran NBA players and commentators saying they've never seen anything quite like that. How do you get that to that level?
I think it's like one of those. It's like offense. It just feeds itself after a while. We've gotten in a rhythm. Point of attack was really good. Disruption was really good. Rebounding was really good. And once we had realized that we were able to kind of benefit from it, it kind of just fed itself. I think Nikhil said it the other night in his post game. He felt like guy was in a defensive zone. You don't hear that much, but it's the mindset of any great athlete. You want to get in that zone where things just feel automatic to you. But The hard part about defense is it takes a lot of work, and you got to do it every single time down. So, we're going to be ready for Friday.
Chris, you and Tim, you've talked with this before, how you and Tim got about with each other. Like, you really had to commit to when you made the Rudy trade, like making it work. What was it like trying to maintain that, making sure you maintain that level of commitment and belief even through like the struggle last year?
Well, I think when you look at the talent level, I mean, Rudy's extremely talented, the guy, and he's driven a lot of winning in his career. And when he's on the floor, you have a chance to have a top 5 defense all by himself. What that looks like, I think, is always going to be a work in progress. Sometimes when you take away options and you don't give yourselves like easy outs, it forces you to think differently. We were all excited to do the deal and bring him here. We knew we were taking a different path. At the time, going small with Cat wasn't going to be an option because, at the time our best player, Cat, was we're not taking him off the floor. And so how do we augment and be different in a league that was trending small? We felt like this gave us a chance to be different. So, it's a lot of creativity on the defensive part. And last year we learned a lot from Rudy, by what happened in Utah that was successful or not successful. And we were able to learn that and put it into play as we went through the season.
His defense improved in this playoff.
Well, yeah, I think it's consistency of his defense is definitely improved. That he's always had the ability. I think during the regular season, more of a pick his spots guy and finish games with defense. Always loves the high leverage matchup though. That really gets his juices flowing. And, everybody has specific skill sets in their defensive package. And, it's always about finding guys that you can best employ those on. So, in this playoffs, he's been unbelievable on both ends of the floor, just making a ton of the right decisions and just being super high and consistent with it.
You have a plan where you'll watch from here and will be similar to Denver?
I do, but I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to go over to the arena tomorrow. We'll check that out. So.
Considering how multifaceted Jokic is,
yeah,
you mentioned a couple of times that one of the guys contributing this to the mud.
Yeah,
is that part of the kind of plan, like just avoid him punching it?
I mean, if you can, it's certainly you'd like to keep the ball out of any great player's hands, particularly when they're the hub of the offense. But he handles so much; it's really hard to do that. Or if he's not handling it, he's touching it every single time down. Which is a credit to the way they play because they understand, what they're doing. So it's you just got to try to, fight him as much as you can. Keep changing it up on him. There's always the big debate: do you make him score? Do you make him pass? I mean, they both feel pretty uncomfortable to me. So you just got to try to wear him down.
This team is fairly cool, and the Seattle it's the way you listen.
Oh, it's huge. You can't play defensive level, put the effort in unless you're in good shape. Our performance staff, our nutritionists, they do an incredible job keeping these guys, peak condition. And they get, the guys have played themselves into that mindset, and physically and mentally they don't get tired. So.
Hey, Chris, when you made them trade for Gobert, did you envision what you saw after the defense would get to that?
We envisioned that we could be really good defensively. Like I said, just for adding Rudy all by himself, what gives you a chance to have a top 5 defense. We knew there's a lot of things to figure out with matchups, like what you do at the 4 position every night. I don't know. I would be lying to say, we had that as part of the master plan. But I would say that our defensive identity has been that all year long.